Hello and welcome to the Next Gen Racing YouTube channel for our weekend preview. Coming to you slightly early this week, we're going to be covering races from Newbury and Newcastle, not just on Saturday. We're covering a couple of races from Newbury on Friday. First of all, big thanks to everyone who has subscribed to the channel recently, especially after our anti-post video just reaching 1,200 subscribers. We're aiming to get to 1,500 by Cheltenham, so make that happen. So make sure you subscribe, like, and comment on all of our videos. Jack, it's a good weekend of racing. One of my favourites, actually. I like racing from Newbury. I'm a big fan of it. I mean, you're obviously not heading there this weekend. I think you'll be heading racing the following weekend for the Tingle Creek, where I know a lot of our followers will be there. But yeah, you're looking forward to this weekend.
Yes, I think it's a tidy little weekend. It's good that we have the additions of Long Press and Constitution Hill, which we didn't think was going to happen this time last week. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, hopefully we see both of those turn up. Long Press will be in the rehearsal chase. Constitution Hill should be in the fighting fifth. And I heard this morning that Edwardstone should be heading to the Tingle Creek, which is exciting. So those three that were pulled out last weekend are on the road to recovery into their respected new targets. Let's start with Friday then. We're going to look at the 155 at Newbury, which is the Coral Racing Club Novice Chase. This is over 2.5 miles. It's a Grade 2 chase. And Stage Star at the moment is your even money favourite. Beauport is 130, Campron's 13-2, Sebastopol is 14-1, and Wonderwall is 16-1. I actually can't believe, Jack, that Stage Star drifted from his anti-post price of 4-7 early in the week, personally. Look, he made light work of West Cork on his chasing debut, and I'm sure there's plenty more to come. Look, you've got to remember that West Cork was third in that race behind John Bon and Monmoral. I don't think I can expect that to actually turn out to be quite a decent race, because I'd love to see Monmoral turn up, and if the ground came up soft come the Henry VIII Novice Chase, which I know is a target, even if John Bon turns up, I expect to see a much better performance from Monmoral. And West Cork's not a bad horse. He really isn't. I expect him to be winning very soon. It was a confident jump in display. I just think that potentially we'll see a little bit more improvement from him. I'm not sure Beauport's winning the Colin Park was all that great. He seems a bit of a plodder to me, who doesn't seem to do too much in front. I just think Stage Star just has more to give. And look, it's an even money favourite. I wouldn't be going big on this one, but yeah, Stage Star for me, Jack.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I thought we got a lot of air at some of those fences as well, but he looked pretty confident. I mean, he saw out his race really well. It was emphasised by West Cork pretty much going backwards at the line, but hey, he definitely won with plenty in hand. You'd expect him to go and win this, if you're being honest, wouldn't you? Campron's a big question mark after unseating at the first fence last time out. I don't know if you did watch it, but I mean, he jumped violently right and then proceeded to cause chaos throughout the whole race. That's when Harry Skelton aboard unexpected party managed to guide Campron off, but I mean, he caused absolute chaos for the rest of the race. So it'd be interesting to see how he goes. But I mean, of course, he looked very novice at that first fence when unseating. But yeah, I think Stage Star's one to beat. There was one in there, Wonderwall, on chase debut. I find very interesting that they're jumping integrated company straight away. Was seventh in the champion bumper. Has only been seen 3 times since, and I do think he was a little bit unlucky to fall last time out at Huntingdon. It was in February, but I mean, he was looking like a Ballymore contender. He's going to be a great chaser. He looks like a proper staying chaser, but I mean, he hacked up at Newbury over 2 mile 5. Couldn't quite get the better of LA Bell when falling, but he looked like he was in with every chance there. I think 2.5 miles is going to be perfect for him. He could be a good chaser down the line. Of course, this is a very, very tough assignment on his first gig, but I'll definitely be watching him. But I think Stage Star has to be the one to beat.
There you go, Jack in agreement. Stage Star, the one to beat. But a big mention there for Wonderwall. Definitely one to keep your eye on, no matter what he does in this race, to go on to other targets. So do look out for that horse. Let's move on to the only other race we're going to be covering on the Friday, which is the 305 there at Newbury. It's the Coral Long Distance Hurdle, another Grade 2. This is over 3 miles, and we see plenty of legends in this race. You've got Champ and Brashima, 5-2 favourites. Paisley Park is 9-2. Great to see him back. Thomas Darby and Dashel Drasher, 7-1. And T Clipper is 25-1. Paisley Park, Jack, surely not.
Yeah, no, not for me. I don't know. Is Champ definitely running as well?
Oh, I don't know exactly. I don't know what the full plans are, but I mean, I'll let you give your selection. I'll give my opinion on the race.
Yeah, because I've seen Champ's now gone favourite, which is interesting enough. But I think it's probably a bit of a scratchy race. I mean, Champ and Paisley Park are both now 10-year-olds. They're just both nutcases these days when you think about it. I think Proshim is the most likely winner, the improving 7-year-old, brushed aside Thomas Darby at Weatherby last time out. That was definitely a career best, But then again, these long distance races, these staying races, aren't really hurdling races that I like to get involved with from a betting point of view. I think the staying division is so open, so I'm going to happily sit back and watch. I'd love Champ to do it for old time's sake, but I think Proskima may be too good.
Yeah, this is exactly my opinion. I think Prashim could be really, really good. But I'd actually think if you were to play a forecast in this race, I wouldn't mind Thomas Darby to finish second here. I wouldn't say it's the worst bet in the world because Thomas Darby finished second behind Prashima last time out and used that race as a prep coming on and winning this race last year. So, yeah, Thomas Darby for me potentially to finish second wouldn't be the worst bet in the world, but I could see that being the forecast. So, Prashima, Jack and I, we're not going to be having a bet on this race, but yeah, look, Prashima the one to beat, but I'd have Thomas Darby finishing second in behind. Let's go on to Saturday now, where we stay at Newbury. The 12:45 on Saturday is the John Frankham Novices Chase, a Grade 2, just shy of 3 miles. I haven't got the full betting here, but you see the likes of Beauport, Time Hill, City Chief, McFabulous, Mr. Coffee. Mr. Coffee, what a legend. All names in here. Jack, this isn't a betting race for me. I'd probably be with Time Hill. I think he'll probably be a real contender for the Brown Advisory come March. It's not an anti-post tip. If you want to go and get them, you can go check out our latest anti-post series that came out yesterday, episode 1 of that. Do check that out. I just like the way he won extra. You can only see improvement in this horse's jumping. I think McFabulous probably is the danger, but I'd stick with Time Hill. What about yourself?
Yeah, I mean, Time Hill has the obvious claims, of course, off ratings. It looks like they all have a lot to do there. But I mean, he was quite measured at his fences. He saw out the race quite well. But I mean, that being said, the time wasn't electric on the day. I mean, I know you're not exactly looking for an electric time on your first run over fences. But I mean, in comparison to the handicap chase over the same distance on the same day, which was won by Masters Legacy, race 130, it wasn't that impressive. And I'm going to try and take him on with Gelino Bello. I think Gelino Bello, of course, just had the one run over fences last time out. It pretty much turned into a 2-runner race. He won it by 3/4 of a length, but he may as well have won it by 30 lengths. I mean, it turned into a little bit of a sprint. He was stretching away at the line. It was very cozy. I mean, he made, I think it was a couple of mistakes. I mean, he jumped slightly to his right over fences, but I mean, he looked pretty measured over them. And hopefully he can take a step forward. I think he may be half a point or a point too big when the prices come out in comparison to Time Hill. I think he can take another step forward. I don't know exactly how strong that race was last time out in front of Lofter Rocco, but hopefully he'll be able to take a step forward. Time Hill, yeah, of course, but I think he's probably going to be a point too short. And hopefully Giuliano Bello will be able to go close.
There you go, Gelino Bello for Jack, waiting for the price to come out on that one. But if a fair enough price, definitely a bet for Jack. Now, the big one from Newbury this weekend is the Coral Gold Cup at 3:05. This is a 3 1/4 mile handicap chase, Class 1 handicap chase, and Korak Rambler and Remastered 6-1 favourites, 3 under through 5, and Lamilos at 8-1. Fiddler on the Roof and Oscar Elite 9-1. Bustleton and Jericho Rock 10-1. R Power 12s and 16-1. Bar these. I'm going to have 2 in the race, Jack. How many are you going to have?
Just the one
Oh,
for
okay,
me.
I'll give my first then. This wouldn't be my main selection, but the first would be 3 under through 5, who's been planned to come here for quite a while now. That prep run behind Prashima that we just talked about just last month, that was just a perfect fitness warm up for a race like this. We know he's probably a much better chaser. He beat some nice horses as a novice last season. He could certainly be a graded chaser. I think that's what you're going to need to win a race like this. I think he may have found the ground a bit too soft in the Brown Advisory, and I'd say that conditions are much better suited to him this Saturday. So he'd be my second choice in the race. I'll let you go with your main tip, Jack, and I'll give my main tip for the race.
If it's not broken, don't fix it. Remastered is going to get us justice for last year. He's going to get us justice. He came there travelling like an absolute dream last year. I remember as soon as that camera angle turned, he looked like he was getting a big leap in and unfortunately fell. I think it was 4 out, sorry, but he looked like he was travelling an absolute dream. I mean, it was off a mark of 146 that day. He's £3 lower than that. He had a nice little hop over the hurdles last time out at Aintree to record a win over 3 miles. I think this is going to be perfect for him back over fences, and hopefully Remastered can finally get us our justice we deserve with this race.
Jack will be delighted to find out that Remastered is the horse that's on the thumbnail this week as well. I'd love to see a record actually with the horses on the thumbnail, how many actually win each weekend. I might have to go check that one out. But yeah, Remastered for Jack to try and get revenge on last year. So we'll wait and see. My main choice in the race is R Power. Now, I spoke to you earlier in the week, Jack, with regards to trends. I'll read through some of them because this horse matches all of them. At least one top 3 finish in the last 2 starts. no more than 14 chase runs, had won a chase over at least 3 miles, aged between 6 and 8, won a Class 1 or Class 2 chase, top three finish last time out, and officially rated between 140 and 155. Our power fits this perfectly. And I think that potentially this horse could actually go on to win a Welsh National. I think that'd be the plan for Sam Thomas's horse. Obviously, a Welshman, a race that he would really love to win once again. I'm just intrigued to see the plans, but I think this horse, look, if you look at his run back at Ascot last time, he wasn't stopping over 3 miles at the line. He stays on stoutly. And I just think that the mark that he's been given, I don't think it's going to be stopping him. Matches all the trends. Our power 12-1 to me. So it's our power 12-1. Jack will be with remastered at 6-1. And my second choice would be 3 under 3-5 at around 8-1 for the Coral Gold Cup. We head over to Newcastle now for the 210, the Fighting Fifth Hurdle, a grade 1 over 2 miles, where Constitution Hill is a short price favourite, 2-1 on with some bookmakers. I know he's a lot shorter with others. Epton 3-1, not so sleepy 10-1. Pied Piper, probably not going to be running here after hearing what was said last night. He's 12-1 the betting. Tommy's Oscar 20-1, and Voida Rev is 100-1. Jack, we actually finally get to see Constitution Hill out here. Again, not a betting heat, but look, it's exciting to see what he can do in open company.
Yeah, very exciting. I mean, hopefully Constitution Hill versus Epton over 2.5 miles could be a cracking prospect. But look, we'll happily sit back and watch. We saw the whole hoo-ha with Constitution Hill on the Ascot ground last week. Personally, I don't think the ground was actually all that bad. But hey, that's a discussion for another day. But look, Constitution Hill, hopefully we'll be able to sit back and admire one of the top rated novice hurdler we've seen in many a year. So it'd be interesting to see how he goes. But am I going to be backing anything? No, I'm not. I'll be sitting back and watching. I think it's definitely a watching brief week really going forward, and hopefully Constitution Hill will show us how good he is yet again.
Yeah, no, it's exciting to see him. Just quickly, Jack, I don't know whether I've asked the question this season so far, but in the battle between Constitution Hill and Honeysuckle in that champion hurdle market, at this stage, who are you siding with?
It would have to be Constitution Hill. I know there's no price anywhere, but hey, I won't be backing either of them till the day anyway, and hopefully Constitution Hill's the one.
The Queen has heavily been deserted in the 22-23 season. What a shame. But look, it's going to be an epic race if they both get there. I know Honeysuckle will be seen very soon in the Hatton's Grace Hurdle, so hopefully she can win that once again.
But of course, Goshen's going to be the one to come and spoil the party anyway and go and win it, isn't he?
Not even I agree with that, because he's not going to turn up unless they decide to run the champion hurdle the wrong way round. He's not going to be turning up at Cheltenham. I actually like
to plan, isn't it? They've just tried to do the whole left-handed, right-handed thing for years, and they know they're going to get their redemption day come the champion hurdle this year. It's a master plan.
I wonder if they'll go to that race at Lingfield again, the race where Jamie Moore, it took him ages to get this horse straight.
No chance.
No, I wouldn't be too sure, but it was interesting that they went there, considering they said even before that they were going to keep this horse right-handed, but they still went for that race. So, look, we shall wait and see to see what the plans are with Goshen. I'd imagine, I think the Christmas hurdle was mentioned, wasn't it, on Boxing Day. So, yeah, we'll wait and see. But look, so great to see him win. I mentioned it on the Anti-Post series as well. The T-shirt was in full force on Racing Post Live. I had to bring it in, and Mark Orosky wore that with pride. That's it for this weekend. I suppose, Jack, we should just quickly see if there are any best bets this weekend. I don't know if you've got a nap or next best or anything elsewhere. What is there to look out for?
My nap's going to be Gelino Bello. No, it's not. Sorry, what am I talking about? My nap is going to be remasters, and my next best is going to be Gelino Bello if he's declared.
There we go. Okay, I thought you were just going to...
I'm sorry, my nose Bello,
you got the wrong way. So,
it's too early in the morning for me, Sam.
Gelino Bello is Jack's next best. No price available at the moment, but Jack's nap will be remastered at 6-1. And my nap will come in the same race, the Coral Gold Cup. I'll be with Our Power at 12-1. And my next best, although being short, will be Stage Star on Friday in the Novice Chase. And that's it for this week. As always, make sure you subscribe, like, and comment down below of any selections that you have this week. I'll actually be seeing some of you, big racing fans on YouTube. I'll be seeing you on In the Know this Friday, hosting that at 5:30. That's going to be good fun with Paul Keeley, Tom Segal, and David Stevens. Looking forward to having another opportunity in the hot seat, taking the place of Ross Briley. But look, be careful this weekend. There are plenty of short price favourites that could be getting beaten. Don't bet heavy. Remember to gamble responsibly. And we will see you again next Friday for our weekend preview. Thanks for watching.